Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Look behind me, look what decided to finally come home. Got some good news here. Come back from the sonic check. Everything looks real good. Seen better, but I've definitely seen worse. For an old FE block, these numbers actually look real good. This is good news. You might ask, what do all these numbers mean? Hang tight and I'll explain. So to get a better idea why you need a certain thickness in a cylinder wall, we're going to talk about major and minor thrust. When the crankshaft's rotating in the engine, the piston reciprocating up and down in the bores, your major thrust side is the side opposite the angle of the rod on the power stroke as the piston's being forced back down the bore. On these FE Fords, on the passenger side of the block, your major thrust is down here. On the driver's side of the block, the major thrust side is up here. Of course, minor thrust would be the exact opposite. 180 degrees. Minor thrust here and here. So what's this mean? Well, our sonic check came back at 106 thousandths on the top, 141 thousandths in the middle, and 169 thousandths at the bottom of the bore. That's plenty. Anything over about 110 is safe. 106 here at the top. It's a little on the marginal side, but it substantially thickens as it goes down the bore. I have no worries about running this cylinder. Here we're at 116, 151, and 178 thousandths at the bottom of this bore. 117, 147, 181. About the same over here, 118, 153, and 185. Back over here to the other side. Remember, major thrust is up here on this side. This is the side that really matters. This is the side that sees all the force, the major thrust side. 173 at the bottom, 154 in the middle, and 152 at the top. Plenty of meat. 174, 160, 142, 169, 153, and 137. 160 at the bottom, 146 in the middle, and 126 at the top. Plenty of meat. Now, of course, we come over here on the minor side, 102, 113, and 125 top to bottom. Remember, the magic number is about 100, 110 thou, so we're in good shape. 113, 120, and 181. 117, 119, and 192. 123, 134, and 152. Now you might ask, what about the rest of the bore? The water jackets, thicknesses. Well, these are non-thrust sides. They can be a little bit thinner and be okay. Some will tell you the engine will run hot if they get too thin. Some say it doesn't. I'm not necessarily a believer in thin walls building heat. I've seen engines with 60 and 70 thousandths of sidewall thicknesses run at 180, 190 degrees. Just depends on the cooling system. If it's in good shape and healthy, she'll stay cool. And you don't see a whole lot of force on these sides either. So therefore, thickness isn't as important. Now don't get me wrong, it's still important, but it's definitely not as critical. That being said, get a little light in here, see if we can get this camera to focus on these. We're ranging 87 to 103 thousandths down this wall. And if you look here, this side of the wall, it's actually real heavy. So this block had some core shift. Or 178 at the bottom, 143 on the top, and land right in the middle of 155 in the middle of the bore. About the same over here. Now we can see these numbers in here. Let me get some light again. Looks like we're running between 106 and 97 thou. That's perfectly safe. About the same over here. Once again, we're running between 134 and 152 on the other side. And this one's actually a little bit heavier. It's looks like it's 114 down at the bottom and about 87 up top. It should be fine. Let's take a look at this side. Focus. There we go. 125 at the bottom, 90 thou up top. And of course, these numbers here, he wrote them on the deck. For this side of the bore, we're kind of the same as we're seeing on the other side of the block. 111 at the top, heavier at 147 down at the bottom, and 127 in the middle. And of course, these numbers look a little bit better. Or 101 at the top. No, 107 at the top. And 126 down at the bottom. That's real good. And it looks like we kind of shifted off a little bit. We're 97 thou over here. And 135 down here. Which is still good to go. If we see, let's see if we can focus. It's like on this one, we're 130 down here at the bottom and 102 thou up here at the top. Perfect. And this side of the bore, and this would be cylinder number 3. We're at 135 down here at the bottom, 111 up here at the top. That's beautiful. Number 4 cylinder, 100 thou at the top, 117, 132. Good shape. 92, 100 thou, 114 thou. So that's excellent news. Now I feel safe moving forward. Go ahead and put this thing together. Machinist told me the heads are done, but he hasn't got the bill put together for me yet. And once I got my answers on the sonic tests on the block, I told him to go ahead and move forward with balancing the crank. Hopefully we'll see that back in a week or so. And in the meantime, we'll clean this block up, get cam bearings in it, get the cam installed, get all the plugs put in it, oil galley plugs. Let's not forget the one behind the distributor like the last guy did and starved this poor thing for oil. Just kidding. So there it is. Good news. Hope you got something out of that. We'll see you in the next one.